Dad was always ahead of the times. He was an innovator. And of course, as my father, I looked up to him a great deal.
I met Dick in college in 1952, and we became good friends over the period of years. Dick was a great guy, a great father.
I serve on a bond issue committee for the city of Nichols Hills, and the city attorney for Nichols Hills is John Michael Williams. And after the meeting ended, he said, "I saw you come in and it made me think about your dad." And he said, "I've been thinking about your dad quite a bit lately." And he said, "You know, I've served in meetings with your father for some 40 years. And he said, I can tell you that every time there was a meeting that was controversial, emotions were running high with city government and developers or whatnot. And I looked up and I saw that your dad was present. He said that he knew everything would be okay."
Very well respected. Very well respected in the real estate world in Oklahoma City, metro area.
He was just an excellent developer and always tried to provide the best product he could to the public, and he did a great job. So, of course, I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
My dad is an interesting fellow. He's incredibly intelligent, well-schooled engineer, worked at NASA and TRW Systems, but he's a tremendous leader. And he's a tremendous leader, I think, because he relates to people, he listens, he really truly cares. And you can't fake that.
He's a very down-to-earth guy that would do most anything for you. Man of great character.
He's a very conscientious, smart, energetic individual, very community-oriented, done a whole lot for the Tulsa community. Mill Creek Lumber, which is Jim's company, has been very supportive of the builders and the Builders Association for as long as I've been in the community, which is 50 years. I think without Mill Creek's support, the building community wouldn't be what it is.
He is masterful at giving back. He's been involved in a number of different philanthropic and civic organizations really throughout his whole life. He truly wants to have a positive impact.
I think what Jim brings to the table is an extensive business knowledge and leadership. You not only see that within his companies that he is involved in, but in the building industry and in his community service.
I think Jim will be remembered as a family man. Number one, I think he's a tremendous family man. Very good businessman, intellectual, and most certainly a man of high integrity.
Jim is at the top of his class, and he is very deserving of this award.
Following in my dad's footsteps is a tremendous honor. Our little part of the world is a heck of a lot better off because Jim Dunn was involved in it.
Larry's a gentleman of the old school. I have very fond memories in my mind of having conversations with him. I mean, he's the one that really taught me everything that I know about insurance.
In 1990, our insurance program collectively was problematic. Larry Halve, along with his partner Bob Kinney, put together a very out-of-the-box thinking, state-of-the-art program, which is still in place today.
All of this was put together because Larry was just tenacious.
And as a result of that, it created a financial legacy for the State Home Builders Association that we had never had before.
He was one of those type of people that stayed busy and supporting something he believed wholeheartedly in.
Larry not only was our insurance agent as such, but became really a close friend of the family. One of the most consistent, dependable, understatedly humble people I've ever met.
He was a good family man. He had a very great sense of humor, always upbeat, just a tremendous guy to be around.
You know, when he worked hard, and then when he had fun, he played hard too.
I think they will remember him as just a great and true friend. He was always sincere and jolly, and he was just a lot of fun to be around.
I've known Roger since I was a small child and grew up around Roger and watched him from a distance go from being probably the first builder that built multiple hundreds of single-family houses a year to multifamily, to light commercial, to high-rises.
He started his home building business by scratching together enough money to do one home. He didn't get a bank line of $500,000 to do 50 homes. He scratched enough money to do one. And that one led, as most people know, to several thousand.
At a very young age, he, in conjunction with others, arranged to build our headquarters that we have today.
He built that building for him, and he was very, very involved in it.
So that's why we call it the house that Roger built.
Working beside Roger for 14 years, I learned a lot. You know, I not only learned the knowledge of construction, development, management, but I also learned a lot of other skills that served me well. Things like responsibility, dedication, commitment, integrity. Those things have probably served me better through my career than even learning to build.
One word that I think of when I think of Roger is smart, with a person that had the common sense to make it all work.
He was iconic and an industry titan.
In the years we were partners, I saw him getting a lot of deals, and for the first 5 or 6 years, I thought he's the luckiest guy I've ever known. And it finally dawned on me that luck didn't have anything to do with it. The guy was extremely smart and calculated and knew exactly what he wanted to do and how he wanted to do it.
Early in my career at the Tulsa Association, I met Raymond King. He was on just about every committee at NAHB. He was on the Resolutions Committee, Government Affairs Committee.
One of the most endearing things about Raymond, we did a Ryle Indian School party, and we've done it for 51 years. And the dilemma came, what would we feed them for lunch? You know, what would they eat? Well, Raymond and Mr. Winslow owned Shotgun Sam's Pizza, and Raymond was there, and he said, well, let's do pizza. And that launched the Ryle Indian School luncheon party as it is still today.
I consider him as kind of the unelected president of NAHB just because of the legacy that he left.
He sat down with you and he told you something and made up his mind to do something. That's the way he was going to do it, and he didn't waver. He was a good friend, a good business partner, someone that you absolutely could trust 100%. You knew that he always had your back.
Raymond will be remembered very fondly because he was very well liked, and he was a larger-than-life figure.
Vanessa's just pretty much one of a kind. I mean, what more of a sweetheart could she be?
You know, first thing that comes to mind to me is dependable. No matter what you ask of Vanessa, she's always wanted to take care of it.
She's won probably almost every award there is. Woman of the Year, Associate of the Year, I think Ambucks of the Year, Builder of the Year.
She stood the test of time. Whatever area of responsibility, whether it be big or small, she's always been willing to take a hold.
This amount of time that she deals with the state issues has been a period of probably 20 years. What would we do without her? I mean, she keeps us in line. She's sincere about everything she says. She's not afraid to say something out of the box to try to get us to think of something that we should be thinking about.
She's always looking after whoever she's working with, their best interest, which is really a unique characteristic. Vanessa is a leader of the industry. She's the one that set the path for other people to be able to do those type of things. As far as her being a female and receiving this award, she's the best person for the award. It doesn't matter if it's male or female. She's fantastic.
What makes David Yost Hall of Fame worthy is the fact the amount of time that he has put into the city of Oklahoma City, Edmond, Central Oklahoma Home Builders Association, and the Oklahoma State Home Builders Association.
I met David probably 35 years ago. If you needed something, David would be there beside you.
The amount of time that he puts in the layout of the development, the trees, he's a tree man. He has a tree farm.
He's been passionate about trees forever. He's got more trees scattered around Oklahoma City than you can count.
David Yost is a past president of the Central Oklahoma Home Builders Association. He's a past president of the Oklahoma State Home Builders Association. Most important thing that I have found with David is their involvement outside of the home building industry with charity work. He has 2 grandchildren, he has a daughter, son-in-law, and he gives as much time to them as that he does his other work, and he loves his family as much as anyone that I know of.
He's, without a doubt, in my opinion, the best developer in the metropolitan area.